today we're doing a question and answer. So if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, I'm asking you to do so because I'm gonna start doing these question and answer formats a little bit more frequently. It's a great way for me to get back to all of you, to have a little bit more interaction. So follow me at Ashlyn Carter. I'll link it here below. Go find me, follow me, and it's like my favorite way to connect with each of you through direct messages, through these type of ways. So last week I said I was gonna be doing a question and answer. This week I got a lot of questions, so I'm not able to do all of them, but here is my best shot and my best stab at tackling a lot of these. So let's do this. This isn't just completely random order off of my phone. What is your love language? My love language is hands down quality time. That is how I feel loved by Travis, my husband. That is how I feel loved with friends, with my family. When we get to spend good, just quality time together, I just feel known, I feel loved. It's the best. But I often joke with my husband that I have all the love languages because truly I love it all. Second, how do you cope with loneliness? Gosh, I think as a female, as a woman, this is something that comes up time and time again. Like, it is just, I think, part of just our human nature. It's just going through seasons and ebbs and flows with loneliness. So how do I cope with it? I try to talk about it. I try to tell my husband, hey, I'm feeling really lonely. Like, I'm feeling like not connected with you. Try to go to the Lord about it. Hey, God, like, I'm just kind of in this funk. I'm feeling lonely. I remember there was a season when I newly became a mom where I felt really lonely. A lot of my good mom friends didn't live in the same city as me. And so it was something that I truly brought to God, something I truly poured and prayed over, and God really blessed me with community. But even in that community that I have now, which I feel like is pretty strong, and even with my kids and my husband and how busy we are, I think just sometimes we're prone to just feeling lonely. And I think sometimes that's God's invitation to call us back to Him. And I think it's a really beautiful thing. Okay, as your kids get into their teens, do you still plan on living in your current home? We'll see. I think we always say, like, we are so fortunate and blessed and thankful to have this home. And so if God allows us to stay here forever, we would love that. However, the rooms in our house are really tiny, and so I can imagine right now the girls share, and then Beckham has his own room. As they grow, it'll just get a little bit tighter. So long run, we'd love to probably move in the next 5 years and hopes to always keep this house. But really that's in God's hands, so we'll see. Have you ever considered homeschooling? Why or why not? Initially my thought is no, but then as Beckham went to school last year and just experiencing that like struggle and that ripping of the band-aid when your firstborn goes to school, it was really hard. So I think for a moment I did consider, or I could also acknowledge and see why so many mothers homeschool, why that's such a big trend nowadays, especially with the way that they do it. The little bit more modern homeschooling is that they're in your house for part of the time, but they're also at different, it's just more of like a co-op. You're kind of doing it in community with people. I absolutely see the value in that and love that. And I always say never say never. If I ever had a child or felt the need to do that, I would hands down do that. Absolutely. So, but for now we have a really great school that our son is going to, and my girls will go to in the next year and two. So for that, I'm thankful, and it's working for us, and we have great community there, good parent involvement and friends, and so it's just a really good fit for us. So right now we're really happy with that decision. Okay, what type of community groups, moms groups, or ministries are you involved in? Well, right now I'm involved at a local church, not my church, but a community church. They do MOPS once a month. MOPS stands for Mothers of Preschoolers. I love MOPS. I think it is a really awesome opportunity for young moms who have kids. Either whether you're pregnant, you can join MOPS, or as long as you have kids in your house, like age 5 and under, before they go off to kindergarten, you can do MOPS, and they have MOPS all over the world. It is an incredible community, and our MOPS runs just once a month, but I know a lot of them go twice a month, some maybe every week. Ours meets one Friday a month, and we go and we have the same like little table that we sit with. So I know the same like 6 girls. I have a mentor mom, somebody that's just a little bit older that's walked through it before us, so I'm involved with that. Love it. Couldn't say enough good things about MOPS, so I'm involved with that. Every week I do have a mom's Bible study that I started with a a group of moms. So we started it, gosh, when Beckham was like 9 months old, we started. So we started that with somebody, her name is Jenna, and today was actually our last Bible study for the year. But we meet together, we pray together, we go through different books and studies, and it's just from moms all over our area and just different connections. And it has been probably one of the biggest blessings to me in my life. So I'm involved with that. And as far as ministries go, this I consider to be a ministry, hands down, an unexpected one and a blessing. My children are my ministry, my husband. What do you look for when selecting types of flowers you use in a bouquet? Color? Yeah, I'm looking for like, what are my statement flowers? So if it's like, I think about what the season is. So if it's spring, summer, like I'd love to use dahlias. I love using garden roses. You can use year round, so those are generally a staple. Peonies, like I just try to think, okay, what is my like staple, like signature flower? Then I start to build around there. And when doing colors for my house, I always just go off the vibe and what I'm feeling. But when I used to do this for clients and for brides, obviously I'm going off their color scheme. I work with a lot of neutrals, a lot of pinks, a lot of just different greenery and textures. And so I'm looking for things that pair together and complement each other color-wise, in the same color family. But I'm also looking for things that kind of can stand out. So I use a lot of filler flowers and things that have a lot of texture and variety, that's just, it adds a little bit of a visual appeal to your eye and kind of go in that sense. Favorite healthy meals do you meal prep? Meal prep in the sense of, do I plan my meals for the week? Yes, I generally try to make about 3 to 4 meals a week, like dinner wise, in our house. And then I usually find 3 of the nights of the week, 2 to 3, we're either ordering pizza or we're going out or we have like a date night planned or something. So yeah, I try to generally meal plan in that sense. And then my favorite go-to meals are, every week I seem to do some sort of like tacos, because it's a great way, if I'm trying to eat healthy personally, I could do like a taco salad where the kids can have more like the cheese and burrito or taco version and Travis. So I do that a lot. I do burgers a lot. I loved grilled burgers, again, because that's something that we can either have with buns or like a lettuce wrap burger. What else do? I do a lot of pasta. Another thing, like quinoa rice pasta with like a good heavy meat sauce, or meatballs is another favorite. Whole30 review, how much did you lose and were you able to keep it off? Okay. Been thinking about this question because I think it's interesting. So I first did Whole30 last August, this last summer. I lost about 10 pounds and I was generally able to keep it off. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. It was also the end of summer. I don't know. It was a lot easier for me to do in the summertime. I did it again in January. It was rough. Like, it just was harder for me to like get the motivation to do it. I did it, but I kind of just had a really poor attitude about it the whole time, and I just constantly kept feeling deprived. So when Whole30 was over and I lost again probably 11 pounds in January, I had gained like a lot of that back slowly over just the holidays and just, I don't know, whatever. It's kind of creeped back on the last few months, and I think it's because I felt so deprived and my mentality was just less about health. It was more about losing weight, and so I missed the biscuits, I missed my sugar, I missed the wine. And so once it was over, I kind of had this like scarcity mentality, and I just was wanting to eat all the things because I could. And I think that really set me up. That was like a really negative aspect about Whole30 for me my second time around. So super interesting, 2 very different experiences. I like it in a sense of once I get in my groove, it becomes easier and I love the way I feel on it. But I also just didn't like this second time how I felt afterwards, as far as feeling like I was lacking. It just wasn't like a good balance equalizer for me. So I'm not sure if I'll do it again. I probably will eventually, but I'm not foreseeing that anytime in the future. I'm just kind of trying to eat healthy and find balance. And that's kind of like my game plan right now. Okay, another question around this is, do you mind if I ask how much you weigh and what your goal weight is? So right now I weigh about 123. My like sweet spot though is about 115. Like that is where 115, 117. So I'm like, 5-7 pounds away from ideal weight that I'd like to get back down to, and where I feel like my body does best at. So, and I'm, just so you know, I'm 5'2", so I'm rather short and petite. So that is what works good for me. But again, it's not really about the weight. I know it's about the way you feel. And so that's, I think, where I feel best, look best, just operate best. I know I've been a lot lower than that before, and I've been higher than that. So, but that I feel like generally is my sweet spot. But I'm putting the scale aside while I'm trying to eat healthy because I don't like that. It like messes with my brain. So I'm saying for the whole like next month, I'm not worrying myself. I'm just not gonna go there. How do you let go of worry and fear when everything seems to be falling apart? Ugh, that is so hard. Go to counseling, pray. I just find trusted people that can speak truth into my life. I've been so just moved by the power of God's word, and been really encouraged lately to like actually write the verses down and put them in my car and put them in places, verses that speak peace and truth, and just calm my heart and soul and help remind me that our time here is short, and like these verses give me like an eternal heavenly perspective. And I've also been reading, just finished the book It's Not Supposed to Be This Way by Lisa Turkhurst. Cannot recommend it enough. Such a powerful, beautiful, well-written book from somebody who has truly been just crushed in a season of grief, like thing after thing, and it's powerful. So I suggest if you haven't read that, read it. It is beautiful, and I think everyone can get something out of it. Best piece of advice for the transition of marriage when you are having kids: just so much grace. Grace for your husband. Husband, have grace for your wife. Grace for yourself and your body and all the changes that are happening. But I also just want to say, like, keep pursuing marriage. It's going to be hard. You're going to be tired. You're not going to want to be intimate, but that is so vital into keeping you two connected. Like, pursue date nights. Just pursue loving your spouse even when you feel completely drained, because you will get through it. You are going to feel yourself again, and that is it's just an important practice to keep doing. So keep that in mind, that they need love too, they need support, and just give each other grace. Like, if you're going to be in a season of exhaustion and like things are going to slack, you're not going to feel like on your A game for a while, and that's okay. I promise you, you're going to start sleeping again. You're going to start to come back to yourself and feel like your mental game is sharp, but just give yourself patience and grace. Are you still capsule wardrobing? New video on it, if so. I kind of am. I think if I were to truly go through the clothes that I actually am wearing right now, I kind of am capsule wardrobing, but I'm also like not as strict and structured. And so I have been making some impulse purchases lately, which aren't the best. I liked it. I did it for almost like a whole year, and I did really enjoy it, but right now I'm not. So I don't know, maybe I'll get back to it if I'm feeling like suffocated by too much stuff. It is an amazing thing, but currently I'm just not. Do you eat dinner with the kids? Do they eat the same thing as you? I usually eat dinner with the kids about 5:30. Travis usually gets home a little bit later these days and eats just kind of after. But yes, I make one meal. Typically we eat all the same thing, and again, like going back to the things that I typically like to cook, I'll kind of alter it to what I want versus what they want. But yeah, I've always just kind of been the mom that like doesn't make separate meals for my kids. Like, I'm trying to get them to eat healthy things, trying to get them to expand their palate, because if they would eat mac and cheese like every day. So yep. What is your favorite thing about living in San Diego? I love San Diego. It is a big city, but I live in a small section of it called Point Loma, and it feels like a small town. So I get the perks of big city things and vibes and lots of things to do, while having just a really tight-knit community where you see everyone you know at the grocery store and at Target and driving around, and it's so amazing. And I just love this city. I love it's beautiful. I love that you can do so much outdoors here. I love the beaches. It's just a beautiful, really special place, and I'm really happy to call this place home. Okay, last question. How do you embrace your kids' new stages and ages in life when you long for years past? So hard. Sometimes you go down that rabbit hole of looking at old pictures of your babies, and it literally just breaks and hurts your heart. But I feel like so many moms that have gone before me always say, like, the past is so good, but it just keeps getting better. And I'd have to agree. Like, my oldest just turned 7. My youngest is 3, so I'm just now shifting out of the little kids, babies at home stage and moving towards school age children, and it does, like, our relationships, like, and my love for them are only growing stronger. They're only getting better. Like, I can actually have conversations with my kids, and you know, we've struggled, we've gone through hard things together, and I've seen them just become a little bit more independent, and there's something that is so beautiful in it. It's what we're called to do. We're called to just raise these kids up and put them out into the world, and with that, it's hard, but it is so good there too. And I see my son like excelling in sports and learning to read. Like, I literally am crying listening to him reading. Like, it is so good to be in this stage too. And I think we'll always long for the past and when they were babies, but this time is really good. Like, I get a little bit of me back. Like, I'm able to cook dinner at nights without babies crying and hanging on me. I am able to just send them outside to go play for like 2 hours at a time. Like, it is really good to be here too. I feel like I'm coming back to myself in so many ways and able to use my mind again and work out and just have little windows of me time. So it's really good here too. And I just encourage you to just be focused on gratitude, be focused on the present, not go too far into the future, and of course, just don't go back. Like, it's what's done is done, and we're moving forward in life, and it's a good thing. So that is it. I'm gonna leave you with this. I think this video is way longer than I wanted to be. If you stuck around, good job, thumbs up. But that was fun. If you guys liked this, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you want to do more. If you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. And with that, be sure to also follow me on Instagram, so that way when I do another Q&A, you'll be able to fit your question in there. And if you didn't get your question this time, I'm sorry. I'll try to do some more again soon, but love you guys. Have a great week. And for all you moms out there, happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys have a really blessed full weekend. Love you guys. Bye.